The Chronicles of Narnia, chapters 6 to 10. The four children all got in the wardrobe, and there they saw the land of Narnia. So they decided that this was Lucy's wood, and they were of course right. So they apologized to Lucy that they didn't believe in her. Everyone but Edmund, of course. Edmund didn't. So Lucy decided to go to Mr. Tumnus, the nice fawn. But then Edmund said that gave away everything. He said that shouldn't we go toward the lamppost to the land of Narnia? So you've been there. Okay, he gave away the fact that he had been here. So Peter called him a beast. Okay, a beast isn't, I'm not sure, the right thing to say to your brother, but I mean, Edmund had quite done the right thing. The wrong thing, I mean. So Edmund didn't like Peter at all at that time. I'll pay you for this, he thought. So, as I said, they all went to visit Mr. Tumnus, the fawn. But when they got there, an unexpected surprise waited them. The door had been smashed and Mr. Tumnus was gone. It looked as if Mr. Tumnus wasn't there for days. I mean, there was no one in there. But there was a letter, and the letter said that the fawn, Mr. Tumnus, had been taken away because he had helped the human, and of course the human was Lucy. Lucy thought that it was all her fault. So she decided to help Mr. Tumnus with whatever she could do. Okay, so the rest of the gang said yes. Edmund wasn't quite sure, but nothing to do. I mean, he didn't know this land very well. He had been here once and met the White Witch. But, yeah. So he had to follow them. So they just walked and wandered when they saw something move. What's that? They said, and it was a beaver, a he-beaver, which was named Mr. Beaver. Okay, so they followed Mr. Beaver, and they walked for hours when they reached the Mr. Beaver's dam. Here we're safe, Mr. Beaver said. Okay, so in there they had delicious dinner, and they found Mrs. Beaver, which was Mr. Beaver's wife. And so Mr. Beaver and Mrs. Beaver told the kids that Mr. Tumnus was turned into stone, and Aslan, which nobody knew who he was, which was the Lord of the Woods, were coming. Okay, so they didn't know who Aslan was. They didn't know what he could do, but when the beaver spoke those words, they felt something very strange. They felt delightful, and Edmund felt terrifying. Okay, so, and Mr. Beaver told them that they had to go to the stone table where they could meet Aslan. Okay, so they were talking about that, and the witch wasn't, and they even learned the witch wasn't a daughter of Eve. Someone called Lilith's Jin, I'm not sure. But yeah, so they were talking about all the stuff about the witch and the lion, which was Aslan. And when they were talking about that, Lucy suddenly realized, yes, where is Edmund? They all went to look for Edmund. Edmund was gone. Mr. Beaver said there's no point looking for him. Because there's no point looking for him. What do you mean that? The kid asked. I mean, her brother. When I saw him the first night, I knew he was a betrayer, and he's betrayed you to go to the White Witch. But he wouldn't have done that, they said. He's our brother. Well, he said, has he been here before? Yeah, unfortunately he has, Lucy said. Well, did he tell you where he had been before? No, he did not. Lucy says that, and Mr. Beaver said he has met the White Witch and he betrayed us all. He's on the bad side now. Oh my gosh, they said. Then what do you do? We have to save him. And Mr. Tumnus, we have to go to the house. You mean the witch's house? Haven't you realized that the only way to save yourselves or Edmund or Mr. Tumnus is to stay away from the witch? But they really wanted to save him. But that didn't any help. There's no time left, he said. Edmund will reach the witch's house in hours, then they will come storming to this house, then if we're gone, they will go to the stone table. We should move fast as we can. Meanwhile, Edmund had gone to the witch's house. There, he told the witch, which was mad because Edmund was there alone. Well, he told the witch that Aslan was coming and the siblings were in the Beaver's house, with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver. So, the witch ordered her people there, and she ordered everybody killed. The good sized people were busy packing. Mrs. Beaver was acting very slowly. She kept touching her sewing machine, and she didn't know, and she knew that there wasn't much time, and she kept touching her sewing machine. I think this is too big for the journey. They Margaret and they will break that, he said, and she was acting very slow. It was like years when she finished packing all the food and all the stuff. Okay, so anyway, they left. They left on time. They walked, slept several hours during the night. Then they noticed something. The spell was breaking. Father Christmas, which is Santa Claus, was here. But before the witch didn't let him in, so it means the spell of the witch is breaking. They each got things helpful for the journey from Santa, and they also got delicious things to eat. They ate it, and it was soon time to move on. Okay, this is the end of the Chronicles of Narnia, chapters 6 to 10 Retelling. See you next time. Bye!